welcome to our live video here, live feed. As you may recall, I started doing these live feeds starting last week, and the idea is to have more conversations. As you know, we started this Turning Pro Challenge, and a big thing with the Turning Pro Challenge that I'm trying to do is bring the reality of trading in front of everyone, look at how we can grow our accounts, how to trade properly, how to become a professional trader, and also look at what's going on, like when things don't go well, and what we can do about it. So the big thing today that I wanted to talk about is that I screwed up. I screwed up really in a big, major way. And I have to say, I am so embarrassed about that. This is, I think, the hardest show or live feed I have had to do, or hardest video to record, and not just that, to sort of come out and talk about this so raw, and I am feeling really down in the dumps about it. To actually come out and talk about it is a little challenging. So, but here we are. So what happened? All right, so as you know, we've been doing the Turning Pro Challenge. Things have been going well. I've been slowly building the account and doing all the actions. There are some things that I do struggle with, and I've been working on doing that on an ongoing basis. However, this week, or last week, I should say, I kind of went off the rails. And this week, I made things even worse than they were before. So let me backtrack and share with you what happened. I will post the actual account, and I will post the spreadsheet as well in the Facebook group, so you guys can all take a look at it as to where things stand right now. But in terms of what happened, well, I stayed in a position too long, and where I should have exited. Things were going great, actually. Let me backtrack a bit. Things were going great. The count was up for the week, and everything looked good. However, then I took a trade, a one too many trade that I did not have any business being in the New York session. Didn't need to be there, shouldn't have been in front of my computer, should have been sleeping, and yet I was coming off of that high of having successful trades, and I took this trade, and when I was supposed to get out of it, I didn't. So I had profit in the trade. Then instead of taking a profit, first of all, I let it go to my break-even point. Then when I should have gotten out at the break-even point, I didn't. Not only did I not get out at the break-even point, I actually moved my stop. So I put the stop higher, and I tried to average down on the trade. So I thought it was going to turn around because it was at next resistance level. But yen has been doing some crazy things lately, and markets have been very, very volatile. So I got really biased and really sort of, anyway, I was just wrong, and instead of just taking the loss, I entered a second position, and that again moved my stop, took off my stops, things that I'm not supposed to do at all. I know better not to do. And then I, from there, it just kind of started off okay, made a bad decision, then made it worse, and then I escalated the situation by actually just taking random trades that, oh my God, I should know better not to do. So did that, and I ended up with a big loss. So I was over $1,000 in the loss. Finally, I closed the position out on Friday, and I was so embarrassed about it. I was really beating myself up for it. So I thought, okay, I will delay my weekly review a little bit, and I will work up the courage to go out and share how I screwed up. But I couldn't. I was just terrified of coming out and sharing that, and saying how I kind of messed up when I shouldn't. I should know better. Anyways, and then things got worse from there. I was trying to recover that loss. And in trying to recover that loss, I broke all rules. I took trades that I had not planned. So I just entered the trades because they looked good. Some of the trades were good, but they were not part of my plan. My size was too large. So I had all kinds of orders going on that is just, you just don't do that. So I had multiple trades going on. My size was too large, and then I started messing with my stops. So I didn't want my stops to get hit. So I pulled them bigger. But as you know, with the markets being volatile, with the different trade wars going on, and all the situation going on in the markets, things have been very, very volatile. And this is the time that instead of doing crazy stuff like this, you're supposed to hunker down and reduce your size, only take a few trades and just protect yourself. And the worst part of this is some of the trades that I took, I told people in the trade room to get out of those trades at break even, and not be in those trades. So I did call some of those trades, a couple of those trades in the trade room, and I told people to do the right thing and get out of it. And yet I kind of stayed in the trade, which is just a ridiculous thing to do, especially for somebody like myself who's been trading for a while. And this is not the first time that I have gone through this situation of drawdowns and stuff. Drawdowns happen, mistakes happen, losses happen, but to aggravate the situation and just keep on doing the wrong thing is just, that was the frustrating part. So as it stands right now, sitting on a big loss. So I will, like I said, I can't share my screen right now, but I will post my account statement, and I will post the account balance, and I will post the Turning Pro statement, so that, or our scorecard, so that you can see what I mean. So the bad thing is big loss. The good thing is, well, still in the profit. So I'm flat. I don't have any positions on at this point, and I've been looking at what are some of the lessons learned and how do I make sure that I don't do this again, and what are some of the things that I can share with you so that when you are trading and you come into a similar situation where you make a bad decision and then you escalate the situation, what are some of the things that we can do as traders to make sure we don't repeat them? But once you're in the middle of it, it's like, you're in the middle of eating big ice cream, and you're supposed to be eating better, and you're supposed to be eating healthy, and you shouldn't be digging yourself into a tub of ice cream, and yet you can't stop yourself from doing that. So what do we do in order to prevent this? Tub of ice cream is easier to work off than building an account, especially when you have worked so hard to grow it in a very consistent sort of way, where taking small trades and doing the right things when you have grown it, and now you're basically messing it all up for a one time when you just, things go sideways. So what can we do? So looking back at what happened. So one of the things that I do realize is that I wasn't feeling well. I have been sick over the last couple of weeks. Now I'm recovering from it. And when you are not feeling well, your decision making is not as good, first of all. And second, your willpower is not quite there. So normally things that you would normally not do, you tend to do them just because you just don't have the willpower. Willpower is a muscle. And when you're not up to it, it doesn't work that well. So first thing that big change that I'm making is making sure I am in the right health. But it is difficult. I have 2 young kids who go to school and pick up all kinds of germs and get sick. And then we sort of all share in the family. Everybody gets sick, and then we keep giving it to each other. So as trader, what I need to do is think of myself as an athlete, as a professional athlete, right? A professional athlete cannot play when they're not feeling well. If you're down with the flu and you have to go play in the nationals, you just can't do it. Just don't have the capacity to do it. So best thing to do is make sure, take preventative measures so that we don't get to that place as often so that you kind of don't start that spiral, first of all. So for that, I have decided I'm going to make some changes. I am changing my diet so that I have high energy diet as opposed to eating junk, essentially. So that's one thing that I'm going to be doing, and I will share some videos later on as to what changes I'm making there, and also working out. This is something that I haven't been going out. I like going out for walks. I don't play sports anymore just because I have knee injuries and my knees can't take that, can't take the running as much. So I do need to go out for walks. They are very, very important for me. And with it being so cold outside, it's still, we still have snow here. With it being so cold, I haven't been doing that. But now that we are in spring, there is more sun out. Weather is getting better, so it's time for me to start going out. So I have to do that on a regular basis. Make sure I set that time aside in order to do that. I find I get too busy and I don't take that time out for myself to keep my health up to par. So that's those are the two changes I'm going to make from health perspective, so that I am in peak shape for peak performance. In terms of more the trading stuff, what I'm going to do is in the trading, when I enter a trade, I'm going to kick up the accountability a bit more. So this whole Turning Pro Challenge is all about being accountable and being transparent. So doing this video is transparency, right? So I'm showing exactly what's going on. It's hard to do, but I'm going to take it to the next level and be completely, like, even be more transparent. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a picture of when I enter the trade with my account, like account size, my lot size, what trade I'm in when I enter the trade, and I'm going to post the picture in the trade room as I take it, and also post a picture when I exit the trade, so that I share it with everybody, right? There is none of this staying in the trade, like doing one thing and saying another, not going to happen. So I'm going to post a picture when I enter the trade and when I exit the trade, so that I hold myself accountable to walking the walk. So that's the first thing. And then I am going to do these Facebook Lives 3 times a week, because I trade 3 days a week. I trade the London session. So every night I will do a review on how the day went, what happened during the day. So kind of talk about, let's say, what's going on in the market, what's driving the market, that type of stuff. So today, for example, ECB, essentially first time they have started talking about interest rate hikes. So they said they're going to look at doing interest rate hike, and that's what pushed the euro up quite a bit, and all the euro crosses went up. Now they did come down. Some of them came down right after, because we had these inefficient moves. However, we'll talk about those type of things as to what's going on in the market, what's driving the market, what are some of the things that we need to do, and what we can look for the next day. So I will do a Facebook night, a live every day that I trade, so Tuesday to Thursday, and then I will share all the trades that I took, and I will share them right out of my account. So I'll post my account the way it is, the pictures that I said I would post in the trade room. I will also post, share that at the end of the day in our calls here. And I'm getting the software that will allow me to do screen sharing as well as the Facebook Live with the camera. So I'll be able to share both of those things. So I'll be sharing those images, posting them. I will show my account every single day instead of just showing it on the weekend. I will show it every single day, so that it's tracked every single day. So it will be it will be completely transparent. So if I mess up, if I am in a trade that I shouldn't be in, that's another thing. If I'm in a trade that I shouldn't be in and I'm having trouble getting out of it, I'm going to do just a random Facebook Live. And I hope you guys will support me in getting out of those trades, because sometimes when we are sitting in our home office on our own, I'm in my office here, it's just me, right? So it's just us. We are retail traders. We don't have a manager or somebody or a risk person who we can go talk to, or anybody to hold ourselves accountable. So, me, myself, and I, that's what it is. And it's so easy to hide behind our screens and behind closed doors. So not going to do that. I will do a Facebook Live. I will show my screen right then and there and say that I need to get out of this account, out of this trade. So please support me. If you need to do that, you're part of the Facebook group. Feel free to ask for that support as well in the group, and I will be sure to support you with that. If you have any questions, you get stuck on things, ask those questions as well, because it's all about developing as traders, and as retail traders, we need to support each other because we just don't have that institutional support behind us. And then I will also, so right now I am benched. I'm in the penalty corner, not taking any trades for the rest of the week. Because when you really mess up, your mindset still stays. As we can see from Friday to Monday, my mindset was still in the gutter. So I need to, it takes a while for us to get out of that mindset and get out of that whole revenge trading, trying to make it all back. So I need to drop my size and I need to sort of go back and start all over again, which is frustrating. Especially after working so hard, but that's where I'm going to be. My size, my trade size is going to go lower now. I'm going to drop that, so we'll just build it back up again. So So for this week, I'm not trading, so I'm going to be doing trade setups. So my job is to do homework. So just like an athlete, when they mess up, you don't, you get to sit in the penalty box, and another thing you get to do is work on your fundamentals again, right? So you get to do your shots, take your shots, and practice. So I'm going to spend that time, instead of taking trades, I'm going to spend that time marking up charts, posting charts, and looking at those trade setups. Basically go back to doing homework instead of taking live trades. So I'll be doing that every day. I will continue posting 3 trade setups that I saw that played out that day. And purpose for doing that is to train our brains to look for those setups when they actually set up under live market conditions. Because if we can see it in the past, we'll be able to see it better when they are actually setting up. And then last thing is I will show my detailed trade journal. I could do a better job of at keeping a trade journal. I do take snapshot of the trade that I call and I take, and the entry and exit and all of that. But I'm going to do a lot more, a lot deeper journaling on that. So I will do a deeper trade journal so that I'm able to remember those things, because what happens is we tend to forget. We as human beings have such short-term memories. We tend to forget as soon as the day's done, even though we think that we will remember this, we really don't. So when you pen something, put it down on paper, it stays with you, and when you review it at the end of the week, you get to keep that learning with you, and it gives the brain time to assimilate that information and turn that into memories that you will actually remember. So this is the scientific studies that were done on this. So that's those are some of the things that I am going to do. So that's my list here. And if you see that I am not doing in some of these things, I'm not posting my charts, I'm not posting my accounts, please call me out on that. I will not be offended. I will actually be grateful, because these are some of the things that we do need to do instead of hiding behind stuff. It's time for us to come out and, take those steps to become better. So that's all I have. That was my big, scary live call. I didn't want to be on it. Didn't really want to show my warts and all, especially since I've been trading for a while and I teach, I know all this stuff, and I'm supposed to be doing better, and yet I massively screwed up. So thank you for joining the call. And if you have gone through something similar, please feel free to share as well. It's our chance here in the community to support each other, and that's why I have created this Facebook group, is to help us grow together. So please post your trade setups that you see. This is not a place to brag, right? It's not about that. I'm not here to brag. I'm showing you things as they are. When things are good, they're good. When they suck, they truly suck, like right now. And it's better to do both, right? So talk about the challenges that you're going through, and I will share with you from my experience. I will provide any advice or recommendations or suggestions so you can improve. But do post those trade setups. You'll be surprised at how effective this little technique is. It's the work that none of us want to do because it's not glamorous. We all want to take trades. We don't want to do the homework, right? But do post those. Anything that you're struggling with, anything that you need help with, please post that in the group as well, and I will be sure to support you with that. So, yeah, Steve, we do. Yeah, it's we do, all of us go through this. It's a slippery slope. We make one bad decision and just gets bigger and bigger. But yes, it's what we do about it is what counts. And you know what? It's one thing. If you lose a little bit of money, sometimes you just need that that kind of punch in the face to make you realize, well, you know, this can happen from time to time. And the best thing to do is, first of all, admit it, right? Admit that you're wrong. I was wrong. And I did make things worse. And what we're going to do about it is have a plan to, you know, so that we can manage the situation in the future. Best of the traders do this. It is a normal thing, but I do not want to be repeating this. And not want to be beating myself up over this kind of stuff. So that's all I have. Thank you for joining me, and I will be back again tomorrow. Like I said, this week I'm not going to be trading, so I will post my account every single day to show that I am not trading, and the account balance will be the same. So there'll be nothing new. But if you don't see it from me, please call me out. Feel free to call me out on anything. It's all fair game. Be nice about it. I'm a very emotional person, so please be gentle. But yes, do call me out, and I can take it, because it doesn't, you know, when you are willing to be held accountable, that's when you grow the most. And it is my desire for all of us to really grow and make this a turning year, year of transformation. So that's what we're going to do. So hopefully by the end of the year, we'll be able to look back at this, and as sucky as it is, we'll be able to laugh about it and say, hey, remember the time when you blew your account? I don't want to blow my account, but yeah, take a massive loss. So you guys have a wonderful day. I will be back tomorrow, but in the meantime, I will post a few things, so watch out for that. Okay, I will talk to you later. Bye for now.